Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with load day 2, and today's prompt has to do with aliens on Earth like Alf or E.T. or Superman, and the fact that they found a family and kind of a home away from home when they were here on Earth. And so we're to scrap about someone or ourselves establishing a home away from home. So I immediately thought of the Captain Cook in Anchorage, Alaska, which was my home away from home for 6, maybe close to 7 months back in 1996 into 1997. And this is a photo of the Captain Cook, which I pulled from the internet. I didn't have any photos, obviously, up at that vantage point, but it's actually a really beautiful view there. And this was my office building, and I stood on this side of a bush that was covered with frost, and I've filtered these just for fun. And this was a photo that John took of me when he came to visit in September, and we went out sightseeing. This was a glacier, and it was really that blue with kind of white tips, and I'm pointing at it. And all of this, of course, was quite a novelty for someone who grew up in South Louisiana. So not a lot of glaciers and snowy shrubbery in my upbringing. But so I've got these 3 photos. I'm choosing the, well, we had our options for our technique prompt of using Reese's Pieces colors for E.T. or red and blue for Superman. And so I'm choosing Superman, or using a cat for Alf. So what I'm doing is I pulled this. This is from an Echo Park collection called I Love Winter, and it's designed by Lori Whitlock. It's a fairly old collection. This strip came from another sheet, and then this came from there. So I have no idea what I'm going to do. I've got 3 pictures and a approximately equal size block of journaling. And I have this sticker sheet from Freezin season by Simple Stories. Another not real new, it's 2018 vintage. And it's got some characters with red. I like this row of houses, which might kind of stand in for the house, the home I left to go live here for 6 months. So let's see what we can do. There's an order to my journaling where I refer to the hotel being my home, although I spent more hours at the office, and I did get in some sightseeing. So I could kind of arrange them like so, and have the journaling somewhere along that. I'm thinking they're too big and they would cover up too much of one another. So let me try something else. How about if I do the picture of the hotel and the journaling down here, kind of like so, and then the office and the sightseeing up there. And I could run the row of houses here, and I could have maybe this little tag and some mittens or the polar bear or some other icon filling that corner. So I'd pull it down maybe. This little guy is kind of cute and it matches, whereas this dark blue stripe matches the blue that's in my photos. This kind of, this color sort of matches that. So I could do that. And since it's over the photo that John took of me and it has a couple, that might be appropriate. So let's get started. I'm just gonna go ahead and, do I want the strip that way or that way? Or do I want it maybe cut in half and I could run part of it this way and have these guys kind of there, and then I could run another half of it there. Hadn't thought of that. I usually like to build a shelf with when I cut paper strips like that. And I'm just gonna cut it 6 and 6, just not overthink what's going on. So I can put this one about that, and I'll do the same. Let me see if I can kind of measure that. 1, 2, 3 inches, or 2 inches from the bottom. So the other one I'll have 2 inches from the top. I never measure, but sometimes it's it's good to do so. Okay, so we've got that, and I need the words to show there, and just a little bit of that red is going to show, and that's probably okay. And then I can do this and this. I'll bring that out so that it covers the end, and I'll do that. That's approximately similar. Let's see. That works. And that works. This. There. And there. Now let's see what we have that we can put there. I'm going to do the houses kind of right here, and it'll be something of an extension of this. Okay, that works. And if the polar bear were facing this way, I'd use it. But I think this might be kind of cute. And it's gonna be up here. So I'll have to put something down here, and that might be where the polar bear can go. I'm just gonna lay these things flat. I'll do this guy that way so he kind of overlaps onto here. And I've got these cute little birds, and these I will put on some foam. And I've got to have room for a title on here, and I have no idea what my title is going to be. But the home away from home bit is is addressed in my journaling. So I'm going to do that. And then I think I have another one I do kind of right here, and I'm going to have him there. I have some in my 12 box project, haven't got to it yet. I have all my photos from Alaska. There are many books of them, and they are stored in the books from when I got them processed, and they're in pretty good shape. And I have scanned a few already. These were already scanned. Well, these two were already scanned and in my I'm going to put this yellow mountain up there. Or do I want it behind these houses? Or maybe, here we go, behind this guy. You could see Mount McKinley from my window. When I was there. And of course I have to have a penguin. It's looking to me like I may not have put those guys on straight, or maybe it's okay. I'll put this guy there, and that's kind of representing John, although he's dressed in pink. But I know John had some pink shirts. And I love this little snowman. I don't know where to put him. I'm going to have to kind of maybe right in there would be good, and I'll just put a little bit of foam on his head. And then I'm going to sprinkle some snowflakes around. And we'll see what we get. I need something for a title. I'm going to use Bundle Up, I think. I love snow days. Not a true statement. And there were no snow days. On October 10th of that year, I had been there a couple times to get the computer system set up for the project we were going to be working on. I'd been there in June. Actually, I was there for summer solstice and got to watch all the Little League baseball games going on at midnight because it was daylight. And so I'd been there then, and let's see, didn't completely weed this. Okay, so I'm going to try to prop this up. I should have gotten one of my, let me do that. I have this thin strip, and I'm going to try to put one on each side. Let's see, where's the stuff that I peel off? It may not have any. There and there. And I have a little bit more here that I can put on and then trim off. I forgot what I was telling you. I got all wound up in this. Anyway, I had been there a couple times, but I went there and actually started living there in September. And all of the baskets and they're, if you've ever been to Anchorage, it's absolutely gorgeous in the summertime. There are baskets of flowers that they keep. There's a huge warehouse where they keep these through the winter and get them all ready to come out and hang on these special posts that they have. And let's see, okay, up is still there. I'm gonna go, do I want it here? I'll maybe do it down here. And then I've got my up here. Hope there's nothing to weed from that. And where's my other strip? And I'm going to try to finish the story. Anyway, I was there in September, and I was really disappointed when John came to visit, was in September, and he came the weekend after they had pulled all the baskets down and put them in the warehouse. And I thought, well, surely there were, you know, a few more weeks of flower time, you know, and they, all the rental bicycles, I used there were rental bicycles everywhere, and I used the rental bicycles all the time, and those all got pulled. So I was very disappointed when John came. I couldn't show him how pretty everything was. So sure enough, October 10th, the first snowfall came. It was 36 inches, 3 feet of snow. And this Louisiana swamp girl was not quite ready for that. I say girl very facetiously. So it was quite a shock. Okay, so the title is there. It seems like I could use something maybe right up in here or here. This would be cute there, and I'm just gonna run it across like that. And now snowflakes, I think I have 3. And I'm gonna just kind of place them inside the diamond-shaped bits. And let's see if I have any of these things. Oh, time to hibernate. That would be good. And I will get a thin strip. Where are my thin strips? So I had to drive from the hotel to the office every day, and I was really, and to the grocery store and somewhere else, you know, get gas and do laundry and all those things. And I was scared to death to drive, and I was really, because when I'd driven in snow or icy conditions before, it had been in places that didn't necessarily get those kinds of conditions all the time, so they were woefully unprepared. But boy, Alaska's prepared. They had the streets cleared and, you know, parking lots at grocery stores. They just kind of shoveled the snow into a central area and shoveled out places for cars to go. So you knew exactly where to park because it was between snow drifts, and it was funny. You know, anyway, from in the eyes of this warm weather person. Okay, I think I'm gonna leave it like this. I don't, I kind of like this winter stories banner that could maybe go right there, just below that snowflake. So we'll do that. Using up some old wintry supplies. And I'll let it kind of go. It would be more appropriate here, but I don't want to lose my snowman. And I kind of felt like I needed something right there. So there we are. There's my home. There's my home away from home. There was the real place that I spent most of my time. And there was an awesome sightseeing visit when John was there. We went to Land's End and stayed at a hotel there and watched the sea otters catching fish. And I saw moose nearly every day. I'd go at the end of, we worked on the project from early in the morning until court was out of session. I was supporting, doing the IT support for a trial. And so as soon as the lawyers took a break from trial, I took off and did laundry or had lunch or something, or went shopping or something. But I learned, I also every day rented, in fact, for the season, I rented a pair of cross-country skis, and I went down to Kincaid Park and all along their trail, and I saw moose on the drive there and every day at the park. John comes to visit, and we drove everywhere that I usually went and saw moose. No moose, not a moose in sight. He didn't believe that they really existed or that I had really seen any. And I'm really happy to say we didn't see any bears. I had a friend who was working on the project who went hiking and was never seen again, and we suspect it was bears, and that's a nasty part of the story. But anyway, it was so saw lots of moose and had a wonderful. Actually went dog sledding with a couple who both, in fact, they met both competing in the Iditarod, and he did his he proposed to her. He finished the Iditarod first, and then he had it all planned that people would bring him the sign that he had made. And when her sled came in, he had a "Will you marry me" sign there. So that was kind of cool. And we went out with their dogs. They were getting them, training them and working them out. So it was an amazing time. To spend a winter in Alaska. So yay. Thanks for watching, and sorry I've talked so much. Bye.